is an AD100 design impresario, the magician of interiors, and the purveyor of epic parties. My icon, my inspiration, Ken Fulk is on the show.
Yay!
Yay! Applause, applause, applause.
I can't even wait to meet this guy. He sounds so cool.
This guy's incredible, and I heard, is self-taught, which is insane.
He is. He's self-something. I was saying this a minute ago before we got cut off that no, I wasn't trained. I sort of came out of the womb this way, and was one of those lucky people who sort of found something they loved and turned it into an occupation. And so it's really the greatest gift of my life is that I wake up every day and just can't wait. It's like eating a big bowl of ice cream. I can't wait to dig in and try not to eat it too fast.
Ken, well, what a life it has been. I was just telling the audience, a year ago, my friend Janny got me this book and it became my Bible. In here are all your interior projects, some of your insane epic parties. This one's one of my favorite. Look at that invite, people. I mean, just what do you do to get your creative juices? What do you do to get your creative juices flowing?
I get out of bed. I drink a lot of coffee. Sometimes I drink too much tequila. I don't know. I've always had this sort of weird fantasy life. I write about it in the book where I've seen life in this sort of cinematic fashion that, and I think one of the things about the time we're in, people really, notice that all of these moments, sort of collectively matter, big ones, small ones. So when I was a kid, I couldn't let lunch pass without, I had to go get the right dishes. I had to go cut the flowers. And so I wake up every day sort of and dream about all of these things. And, I guess I hope that it just never stops, but it sort of just comes from someplace deep inside my head. I call every project we do a movie. And I call them, the movies in my mind. And so there's always this sort of cinematic quality to all of our work, I think.
I love that song from Miss Saigon, too. The movies in my mind.
Of course.
Of course. If you're just joining us, you're watching Real Talk, and we've got on the AD100 design impresario, Ken Fulk, who is actually going to join us for a little early morning cocktail. I thought since it's a Halloween episode, we'd make a P-Town favorite and one of yours. Tell us what we're going to make today as we get to know you.
Well, we are making Dark and Stormies, which is appropriate. I'm in Provincetown today. That's not a real deer behind me. It's a Black Forest sculpture behind me, just so you know. But I'm currently in the Mary Heaton Vorse house, which is a 1760s sea captain's house that we restored and made into the Provincetown Art Society. So a perfect place to drink a Dark and Stormy.
Oh,
we start with Gosling's rum,
which I have
there, which is a key ingredient. I even have the Gosling's ginger beer.
Ooh, I failed.
I know. Hopefully they sponsor us here.
Yeah.
Okay.
The check's in the mail.
And then really it's very simple. Those are the two key ingredients, that and some fresh lime. You put it in your shaker. Oh, look at your cute shaker. I've got to go get my cuter shaker.
Yeah, I got put in my shaker.
I like it. Okay, I give it a big, shake it hard. Look at you, old fashioned.
And this, and the ginger beer?
Yeah, I mean, some people prefer to put the little Gosling right on top like a floater, but I like it all mixed up.
It's mostly rum.
It's mostly rum.
Okay.
And then I pour it in a beautiful highball glass.
Highball glass, check.
And you add a wedge of lime.
My lime fell on the floor.
That's okay. I have more for you. You have a good glass for yours.
Okay, and then
I'm going a little light.
I did put some dry ice in mine.
Oh, you're so fancy. Trying to show me up here on my, I like it. Nice touch. Happy Halloween.
Inspired by you. Okay. Tasty. Ken, tell us a little bit about your latest project, which was just announced 2 days ago in Departures and on Vogue. It's the Goodtime Hotel, Miami Beach.
The Goodtime Hotel, right? Who doesn't want to have a good time right now? It's a project over 5 years in the making. And it is with my good friend and amazing, talented comrade, Pharrell, the crazy, delightful, funny, madman Dave Grutman, and also someone who's not as widely known, but Eric Birnbaum, who really was instrumental in putting it all together and brought us together. And it's been a wonderful journey, and we're just so excited to share it with everyone. It is an entire city block. So this was newly built. The architect was Morris Adjmi, who's done wonderful work. If you're familiar with it, if not, look him up. And we got to serve as the creative directors of this incredible project, and it's going to be really special.
And so, can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to collaborate with Pharrell? Because you don't normally collaborate with other designers, do you? Like in that realm?
Well, I mean, I have to say he has so much respect for other folks and other creatives that, he really let me have at it, and one of the first times I met him, he said a prayer and thanked God that he had met me. Like, it was like, I'm like, what? He's just so kind, and, he isn't driven by ego, which is probably rare given his immense talents and his success. And so we really were able to, have a lot of free reign and come together and, get his blessings and his input and his thoughts. And, it was just a joy to be able to work with someone like that and to learn from someone like that. And so, and he's become because this has been a journey, he's become a real friend. And, that's rare in these things where, people who, he's just kind, I have to say. I can't tell you enough just how down to earth and lovely he is. So,
well, that's a good friend to have and a good collaboration. I can't wait to see it. When is this opening? When is a good time?
It'll open early in 2021, maybe January, but certainly early in 2021. And we'll be having drinks, hanging out at the bar.
I'm booking my ticket right now. Moving on, we're gonna play another game with the audience. It's called FULK Yes or FULK No.
Yes.
I'm gonna put on my special.
Wow, where'd you get one of those? You're good.
I did my research.
Those are collector's items.
This is a collector's item from one of your events. There was only one left, and I found it on the interwebs.
Wow.
Look at that. Okay, so everyone, Ken, we're going to read some things, and you are going to tell us if it is a FULK yeah or a FULK no. First one, athleisure. FULK yeah or FULK no?
What leisure?
Athleisure.
Oh, athleisure. FULK no.
FULK no, thank you.
No.
Sick of that. Bucket hats. FULK yeah or FULK no?
FULK yeah, forever.
FULK yeah.
And today. Yeah.
Shag carpets. FULK yeah or FULK no?
FULK maybe. Yeah, I think FULK yeah.
I just saw a beach house with a shag carpet, and I was like, FULK yeah.
Yeah.
FULK
you never get the sand out, but FULK yeah.
A bondage at a party. FULK yes or FULK no?
FULK must.
FULK must. Moving on, we're going to go to one of the most iconic events you ever threw, Sean Parker's wedding, where you literally bought out Big Sur. I saw this in your book, and I was just on the floor gagging. I mean, tell us a little bit about what you did and what went into this insane wedding.
So whenever anyone asks me what is the most amazing or incredible or ridiculous thing you've ever done, the answer is and probably always will be this wedding. It was a 5-day affair, 365 guests, every one of them. We hired a award-winning costume designer who had done Lord of the Rings. We costumed individual outfits for every single person, which meant, tailors had to travel around the globe to go to these folks. No, it was, that's just like one example. And it wasn't, just this evening, it was many evenings. That stone that you see in the background, there's remnants of an old abbey that we built. There was a lake, there were bridges. It was sort of controversial, but we actually had come into an abandoned campground that was supposed to have been fixed up by the resort, and they never did it. And so we actually came in and cleaned it up. We had naturalists on staff,
and you donated money to conserve.
Yeah, and he wasn't forced to do that. He did that. But the stories out of this wedding, someday I do tell some of the stories in the book, but someday it will need to be written in its entirety. And it was one of those Gatsby-like Citizen Kane kind of moments. I mean, you literally, everyone, like people cried just at the beauty of it. It was extraordinary.
It looks extraordinary.
And, it was teams of people. Each one of those arches is carved by a wood artisan. And there's miles of custom carved handrails through the forest. Those are all flowers on the ground. It just, the time, the money, the resources, the
spreadsheet,
staggering. Yeah. So
God.
Anyway, it's definitely the event of a lifetime for sure.
Is it one of your favorite events you ever threw?
It is without a doubt the most extraordinary, not only event, the most extraordinary thing we have ever done is that, without question. And I don't know that anyone will have the wherewithal to allow us to do it again, because it was just extraordinary, and you can't even almost put words to it. And that's why I think when you would walk down into that forest, because it was a hike down, and that you literally would cry because it was so sort of special. It made you feel like a kid, that there was magic in the air for real. But this was one night out of 4 or 5 nights of extraordinary occasions.
It begs the question, Ken, what about your own wedding? Was it super?
I know, right? No.
No.
I didn't plan it at all. And so originally, this was when Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, was the mayor of San Francisco.
Right.
He briefly opened up same-sex marriage, and people lined up around the block, and my partner of many, many years, Kurt, thought, oh, it's just a gimmick. I don't want to go line up and do that. And I was so it's like, how can you not? You're so not romantic. And so when it did become legal, which it only became legal for a few months before it was in 2008, the same year we elected Obama, California passed Proposition 8, which outlawed gay marriage. And so there was a class of us who had gotten married. So anyway, Kurt, as sort of a penance, planned our whole wedding. I did nothing. We got married just with our dearest friends came. We got married at City Hall at like 9 in the morning, which was beautiful. San Francisco happens to have a very grand City Hall. We had a beautiful lunch thrown by friends, with just like 12 of us. And then we went to one of my favorite places on the planet, Point Reyes National Seashore, and stayed at Monca's. And it was sort of quiet and beautiful and so special because me, who plans everything, did nothing. I knew nothing. I didn't see anything.
You just showed
and it was perfect and lovely and just as it should be.
Oh my God, that sounds gorgeous. My best friend actually got married at City Hall, my best friend Bianca, and it was just that. 4 people, gorgeous, simple.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, San Francisco happens to have one of the grandest cities. It looks like something in Paris, not San Francisco.
It's amazing. Well, when I get married again, I would like to have a Sean Parker wedding thrown by Ken Fulk.
We're ready.
So I just want to thank you so much for coming on the show and giving us your time and sharing your beauty and your talents with the world. I know it's left an impression on me and everybody watching.
Well, thank you for having me. I am a fortunate fellow, and I'll come back anytime. Love you guys. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Bye, Ken.
Bye.
Thank you, everybody, for watching. I can't believe I just had over a half-an-hour conversation with the Ken Fulk, someone who's inspired me so much, from events to interiors to just how he lives and how he dresses. I love that he always gets dressed up, because in this day and age where athleisure is a folk no, I agree. So thank you, everyone. Happy Halloween. And go check out kenfolk.com and follow him on Instagram at kenfolk. I'm your host, Alexander Ali. Thanks for keeping it real talk. Happy Halloween. Bye-bye.